Hi guys, I'm here today to do my October wrap up, and I was able to complete reading 7 books this month, one audiobook, and then I started one audiobook and I started one book. So I will talk about those in this video and let you know what I read this month and give you guys some brief synopsis. Almost if I have a review about this book, I'll let you know. There's some that I don't just because they were kind of small and I didn't think they needed a review. But the first book I completed in this month, which does have a review on my channel, is Ink and Bone by Rachel Kane. It takes place in the future, but I'm not totally sure. If someone knows and you've read this and you can tell me if this book is set in the past or the future, that would be great. But I really, really liked it, and it follows a society where you can't actually own real books. You can just own copies through like a tablet that has a copy, but you can't actually own real books. The main character in this book is named Jess, and his family is a bunch of smugglers, but he really, really loves to read. So he winds up being offered a position to be a scholar at the library, which is the governing body, and a lot of chaos ensues when they have to go on a very, very dangerous mission. I really love this book. It was so interesting and so compelling. It was a little bit slow at points, and the world building could have been a little bit stronger, which is why I gave it 3.5, 4 stars. But overall, it was a very, very strong read. And I say this so often. If you read a first book in a series, I think you need to cut it a little bit of slack because you need to really, really build the world. So I hope clarity will come in the next books, and it is a series. It's called the Great Library series, but it was very, very good. If you're a reader and you love to read or love like knowledge and stuff, I think that you'd really like this book because it really turns knowledge and um, um, literature and love of literature really on its head. And I never thought of a dystopian world like that before, so it was very, very interesting. And this book also just has one lead character, and it's a guy, and that doesn't happen very often, at least the books that I read. So that was a refreshing take on the book. And there were a lot of different people that were really, really interesting, and you could have done this book from anyone's perspective, I thought. But I was really, really happy that a guy was in the lead, and I was very, very happy to see that. So, I have a comprehensive view if you want to check that out. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Ink and Bone. The next book that I read was Ruby Circle by Rochelle Mead. This book is the final book in the Bloodline series, and it completes not only Sydney and Adrian's story, but also completes the entire world of the Vampire Academy as well. I love this book. I really waited to read this because I did not want the series to end, but I'm so happy that I finally read it, and it was a great, great conclusion to the series. I really, really enjoyed it. I love the unexpected twist that happened, and I love like where the story actually went, and the implications of one decision that had on everybody. Um, there was so many little things and so many people that you got to see, and so many. It was a really, really good ending. I was very, very happy to see how it all turned out and how the world ended. And I think that the ending was not only just for the series but also for the Vampire Academy. I thought that it ended really, really strong. I don't have a non-spoiler review about this because I would have had to spoil you throughout the entire thing. But I do have a spoiler review about my thoughts about the entire series, which I really, really enjoyed. I think I really did like Bloodlines a lot, as well as just as a series in and in itself. I just liked seeing people from Vampire Academy in different and unique situations, and I really grew to really enjoy Sydney and Adrian as characters, and I really thought that throughout this book, Sydney was really able to grow as both a person but also as a magician in some instances. But yeah, it was a very, very strong read and a very, very quick read as well. I didn't read a lot this month, but just because I was so busy. But all these books really, really went by really, really quick, and I really enjoyed them all. The next book that I was able to complete was Ferris by Marissa Meyer, which is the first book in the prequel book in the Lunar Chronicle series. And the reason I read this was because Winter is coming out in November, and I wanted to be fully caught up. And this book explores the villain, and her name is Lavanya. And as I said in my review that I have on my channel, I was really hesitant to read this because I didn't want to like her. And I still don't really like her, but I think I understand her as a character a little bit more, and where she's like coming from. But yeah, again, this is super, super short. So again, I was able to fly through this as well. There were a lot of things I learned about this, and I hope that now that I know this knowledge, it will make reading Winter a little bit better, which hopefully I'll get to read before the end of the year. And then after Ferris, I was able to read Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. This was the book. This is one of the books that was in my TBR jar. And yeah, so that's what I read next. I really like this book. I gave this book like 3.5, 4 stars. It was a start of its perspective, so I think by the end I grew to really like these characters. At the start, I was a little bit I wasn't a big fan of the girl. I think she annoyed me a little bit. But after I really saw her and saw everything she was going through and everything that had happened to her and what she had become, I think she changed a lot. And I really, really like the boy. I really, really like Perry in this a lot. They both experienced so much, and it was like trial by fire. They really, really went through a lot. And the book ended on kind of a cliffhanger, and the next book sounds a little bit different. So I'd be intrigued to see what's going to happen in the future and what's going to happen in like the next series, the next book in the series. But yeah, it's if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. There's also e-novellas that go along with it, but it is also a very, very comprehensive world. And I really like Veronica Rossi. She creates characters that are very, very unique and very, very compelling to read about. And I think that in a world full of dystopian novels, this world is really, really unique and really, really different, and you should definitely check it out. Also, check out my non-spoiler review if you want more information. After I finished reading Under the Never Sky, I was really kind of stuck because I didn't want to read anything big, but because I knew Magnus Chase was coming, I knew a couple other things were coming, so I really wanted to read something small. So in that time, I read the interactive Demigod Adventure by Rick Riordan. It was a really, really short read. And basically, you would read the story and you get to pick like what you wanted to do. I would have liked it a little bit more if there was a little bit more interactive elements in it. And I might have to go back and reread it and pick other things. But I really liked it. It was a quick read and it was fun. And I felt like I was very much involved in the story. So I felt like I was going on a demigod adventure. And for kids, that's great. And then after that, I wanted something small. So I picked up Don't Look Back by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I recently got it on my Kindle like the day before, and I knew it was short, and I went in really not thinking it was gonna be anything special, but I really, really loved it. This book really reminded me how much I love mysteries. Just pure mysteries. So you're gonna see in November I'm gonna read a lot more mysteries, but this book was a first kick and it was great. I really, really liked it. It was a fast paced story. And again it like had a lot of unexpected elements in it, and it does a lot with self discovery, which if you listen to my channel for a while, you know I really, really like self discovery novels and books that aren't just focused on the romance, and that's what this book was about. And this is the first time I've read anything by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I have her Lux series on my shelf, and that's going to be something I want to read in the future. But I was really, really happy about the series. So hopefully in the future I'll get to read a few more things. But it was a good book. If you looking for a creepy Halloween fall read, and that's like when I like to read creepy books, this is great. And if you want more information about it, check out my non-spoiler review where I give you some more information about it. And then the next book I read I finally got it, was Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. This book was amazing. I gave it 5 stars. If you want more information, check out my non-spoiler review of it. But it was amazing, amazing. I cannot wait for the next book in this series, which comes out in October. And then after this, I went to my library and I picked up a new book. I have heard so many things about Abby Glines. She writes a lot of new adult, which is step up from young adult, and I'm not really that's not really my genre. But I heard about this book, and it's called Until Friday Night, and it's by Abby Glines. It's one of her few young adults books. I think this is the start of a new series, because I think it's going to be called the Field Party series, or maybe it's a standalone. I'm not really sure. But this book follows 2 characters, Maggie and West, and Maggie doesn't speak. She witnessed a very, very brutal crime, and ever since then she has not spoken, and Wes is kind of dealing with the fact that his dad is very, very ill, and these two people who were so opposites become really, really good friends. I think it becomes like a romance as well. I'm about maybe like 150 pages in, and I really, really like it so far. So this will probably be the first book that I finish reading in November. If I have some time tomorrow, I might actually finish it tomorrow, but we'll see. Tomorrow's Halloween. But yeah, so that is what so this is what I'm reading right now. But and I also this month I also finished listening to Ready Player Run by Ernest Cline. If you like Big Bang Theory and you love Will Wheaton, I highly recommend you get it because he reads it to you. And it was so, 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 so good. If you guys want a non-spoiler review about it, let me know and I'll do it. But those are all the things that I read in October. Keep an eye out for today or tomorrow, and I'm going to do my November TBR, and that's going to have a few more books in it, a lot of mysteries. So keep your eyes on that. Halloween is in about a half an hour, so I hope you guys are having a great Halloween whenever you guys watch this. And let me know what you guys read in October.